Megan Fox.
And Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox writes at PJ Media.
Eat Tucker.
And that was your last.
Damn it, man. I cried for 2 days.
Megan, thank you very much for that.
So, I can explain the bed thing.
If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake. Crawl there.
It's like Jesus going into the temple. He's like, I got a whip. Get out! Get out! The lovely and wonderful Megan Fox. Not that one.
Not that one. Not the weird one that drinks blood in his toe thumbs.
Megan Fox.
Megan. And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
She's the devil.
Megan Fox. Megan Fox.
I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that.
You've never met a like me. You want to tangle? You want to go? Holy sh!
Too much cussing on this. I guess we didn't bleep it, so we got to turn it off. But it's.
You pissed off the wrong woman.
Oh my God! I have been assaulted, but Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother.
She's the devil.
Not for publication.
The story.
I'm Megan Fox. Thank you. Cheers.
Well, welcome back to the show, everybody. I am Megan Fox, your resident medium smart journalist, and as Dave Neal likes to say, the cool aunt, the one who drinks a little too much to relate to the cousins at the barbecue. Dave, I see you in there. I hope you'll be joining me in a minute. I sent you the link on your email. But welcome back to the show. We have more fetal attraction news. And before I get to, I do want to try and read through the motion that Gregg Woodnick filed. But before I do that, we've got what I consider breaking news, and the chat has found it. And also coming to the program now is IT Goatee Brad. Thank you for being here, Brad. I've got some hot news off the presses. We've got breaking news, everyone. Breaking news. A few days ago, tramp stamp lawyer filed a motion. He filed a motion and he claimed that Laura Owens had a text message with a doctor on telemed. That's right, folks, a text message with a doctor. She had a conversation with a doctor on telemed. But it turns out it may not have been a doctor after all. That's right. The chat has busted yet another falsehood, or what looks like a falsehood, and some arts and crafts, perhaps by Laura Owens. Again, now let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the text message, or part of the text message chain that was shown in the filing by David Dingus, or whatever the hell his name is, Tramp Stamp Lawyer. You all know him as hashtag Tramp Stamp Lawyer or Douche Canoe Esquire. He filed a motion that had his alleged, or Laura's alleged, evidence that she spoke to a telemed doctor in July when she had the alleged possible miscarriage. The number on this text message is right there at the top. 833-246-2632. Now, the chat pointed out yesterday, and I didn't have time to check it, that if you search that number, you will find a miscarriage and abortion hotline. And sure enough, here's the number again. Wait, where is it?
You can text us.
833-246-2632. That's the same number. Do I need to put them up right next to each other so everyone can see
you
it?
don't have to.
All right. It is the same number. So now I guess we should find out how long they've had that phone number. Should I call them and find out how long they've been in? Well, let's see. Let's go to the About page. In 2019, a group of dedicated doctors established a free hotline for people seeking information and support for their miscarriage or abortion. So they've been in business since 2019. Do we think they've had the same phone number since then?
Probably.
Probably. I wonder if they could answer that question.
I don't think the people who are staffing
Yeah, the people who answer the phone won't be able to. However, I'll show you how I usually... So sometimes these places have media numbers.
How about we look at the Wayback Machine? We'll go to March 18th and see.
Oh, that's a great idea. You could try that. See if the same number is listed back then.
833-246-2632.
All right, then. So I think it's pretty safe to say that she claimed she was talking to a telemed doctor, but she appears to have called the number, texted the number for the abortion and miscarriage hotline.
And she did this after, or no, she sent them the picture, right? And she's like, "Hey, can you figure this out?" Or was that?
Yeah, let's actually go over it. Let me share the filing that this came from.
Because it was two things. It was like she spoke to one resource, and then she went to the abortion and healthcare line, and both of them said, "Hey, you should probably go to the emergency room."
No, here it is. At this time, I did not know if I had miscarried, so I immediately contacted a telehealth provider for guidance.
That's not a telehealth provider. That's people that do consultations online, but that's not the same as having a doctor. Like I did Blue Cross Blue Shield telehealth. I had to pay like $40 just for the privilege of using it.
Right, you have to pay. This is a free hotline, like any kind of information hotline.
And
This is not a telehealth provider.
They don't have any of your records either.
Joanne. She lied?
I mean, if the boot fits.
This is her alleged text chain with the miscarriage hotline. Based on my discussions with the telehealth provider, I don't know about that. Dave, Neil, what do you think about this?
Hey, folks, how are you? Good to see you.
Hey, Dave.
What do we think about the fact that this number here, 833-246-2632, does not go back to a telehealth provider, but instead goes to an abortion and miscarriage support helpline?
Well, I think that's really interesting, but I also wanted to share the other thing I learned this week, thanks to our amazing audience. Did you guys know you can change the date on your photos? So I asked people to give me new dates for photos, and I took this photo a couple days ago. Somebody gave me August 26, 1985. Oh
my gosh.
So
wait, let's see that.
What's your birthday? Give me your birthday.
4/15/1976.
Oh my gosh. So look at that.
Tax
Adjust
day.
date and time. So hold on, 1976 here. I'm going to change this date just to show that I'm not doing this in a Photoshop. There we go. Adjust. Well, I got that's April 29th. I didn't give you the date, but 1976.
There you go. There
so
it is.
I just changed it. I didn't do the date. But I did that in 2 seconds. Now, the metadata doesn't change, but you can do that. So again, as we've said all along, we don't expect normal people to be changing dates on things, but you have to wonder, is this something she just banged out, after a few monster energies, and then just when did a little monster energy time traveling?
I don't know, but the metadata should be requested on that to find out.
And even if you do get it, then you've got this other issue, which is what the heck's this phone number up to?
Now, okay. So JLC, thanks for the super chat. I haven't read the Clayton Echard's expert's opinion yet, and you're saying that it already noted that she called an abortion miscarriage hotline. Well, good. I'm glad they caught that. Dave, have you read that report yet?
No, I haven't.
Isn't it supposed to be attached to the other one?
Or Dingus
the one we were
attached
reading?
it in his response.
Yeah, I just didn't get down to that yet. Maybe we should read that
It's
because I haven't.
149 pages. I mean,
Well, I know it's insane how much there is here. Also, I got some flack today on Jeff's stream about you didn't ask enough questions to the Mission Viejo place. They do sonograms when you're getting an abortion to do dating. Now, that's not what it sounded like to me. But do I have to call them back and ask, hey, I want to get an abortion. So do you do a sonogram dating before that? What's it like? Do I need to do that? Or are we secure in enough of that woman just saying, no, we don't do it? That's my question. Do I need to call back again? Because I'll do it live. I'll do it live. We're doing it live.
I would say, I know some people might be against.
And we'll do it live.
Sorry.
No, obviously it's like, on some level, people might say, well, you're going to be taking resources away from the people and blah, blah, blah. But at the other end, it's like, hasn't she taken enough resources away? So I would say do whatever you got to do to get as much information.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I didn't ask enough questions. I feel like I asked them, but maybe we'll do that later in the program. Well, if there's enough breadstick money, we'll do it live. How about that? You guys got to get on the breadstick groupie cash train, though.
And maybe you could put up the link to donate to Planned Parenthood, just so we can sort of reverse some of this negative energy she's farted into this elevator.
Yeah, I'm probably going to pass on that. Maybe I'll do a miscarriage. Maybe we can put up maybe that hotline. We can donate to that hotline. How about that?
Are you not a fan of? Are you an anti-Planned Parenthood?
I am not a Planned Parenthood fan. I do not appreciate their services, but that's okay.
Which part? Well, which part?
Which part?
The abortions or the pap smears?
I think that they do a lot of lying about what they're using federal dollars for. I've done a lot of research into Planned Parenthood, and they don't, when they say that abortion is only 3% of their care, that's just a lie. It's not true. I actually busted them on their breast cancer screening claims. I couldn't find one Planned Parenthood that had actual breast cancer mammograms. They refer you out for that. So you can say that you do breast cancer screening, but that's really not the whole of their business. Their business is abortion, and it's okay if that's what their business is. But a lot of people in this country don't want their federal dollars going for abortions. And so, it's a hot topic. I certainly don't want to shame anyone who's ever used Planned Parenthood services. I understand the need for it. I just don't particularly like them as an organization, and I think they're far too political for me. But I can find something to donate to, I'm sure. I can find something that isn't Planned Parenthood that won't make me want to internally gag. Let's see. Mom Doc Records. Speaking
of internally gagging, we've got some crazy teasing to do from what happened last night. We got to get Brad involved in this, but it's not information that can be shared publicly yet. But just an insane amount of new information, pretty much in the last week. We need to name this week. This whole week has been a real dagger into the storyline of.
This week has been insane.
Between Friday, between the Fiverr story, the Sonora HCG lie, and now what was coming out last night, it is just really, really not a good week for Janie girl here.
Yeah, I'm out all next week too. So anything we can get done this week would be great. Dave, I sent you a message on Instagram too. So it's pending.
Gosh, my Instagram is blown up.
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for alerting me. Let me go respond right now.
Oh my God. We didn't even get to the motion for sanctions either, did we? I didn't realize he attached the motion for sanctions. Did he already he filed this, huh? He's trying to go after.
I was going to ask some of our legal-minded friends about whether or not Woodnick could refile his Rule 26 motion because he voluntarily withdrew it.
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, this is the one. This is just Gregg's old motion for sanctions. I got it. All right. So we've got more text messages down here, which I'm sure we've already read. I've already read. I'm looking for the other expert report. Here it is. Wait, is this it?
No, that's a certification.
Oh, this is the DV thing where she checked, by the way, no domestic violence. Look at this. This is important because there's a question on here that says, was there domestic violence? And I think she says no. Maybe this isn't the right page because I didn't see it. But there is one that says no. This is, I didn't know Clayton's middle name was Ray. Superior.
Doxed.
A ray of sunshine.
Yeah.
Everything comes back to the sun here, right? She releases the story to the sun. Clayton's middle name is Ray. And then she flies too close to the sun, plunging into the depths of the ocean. and he gave her that vitamin D. Hey, folks, come on.
I don't know why he attached all these websites about how early you can be pregnant and like what. It's just like random Google searches. Oh my God, stop. And all these Google ads. Is he just, is he using all of his time paper?
Now, there must be a reason for that because Woodnick was doing the same thing. Like they have to copy and paste the full link or something.
I guess. All right. But I don't care about these. I can go over that later. I want to get to the expert report and I have no idea what page it's on. Good Lord.
Let me see if I can.
Too many pages.
149 pages is ridiculous.
Oh my God. Here, I'm going to have to play the hold music. Here it is.
Yep.
Samantha Deans. Okay, this is her CV. We don't care about that. We just want to get to the report. Finally. We are two obstetrician gynecologists who have offered our services for expert review in the matter of Laura Owens, petitioner, and Clayton Echard, respondent. We have reviewed the medical records provided by Mr. Woodnick, including those from Banner Health Urgent Care, Barrow Neurological Institute, Scottsdale Perinatal Associates, and an ultrasound image labeled as from Smile, which was later disclosed to be images purportedly obtained from Planned Parenthood at Mission Viejo, California, per Ms. Owens' deposition testimony, Mom Doc, and the transcript of Ms. Owens' deposition from March 1, 2024. Based on this information, we cannot confirm by any objective data that Ms. Owens had an ongoing viable intrauterine pregnancy at the time of initiating this legal matter in August 2023 or since. There is no confirmation from any medical provider that a pregnancy was identified by ultrasound at any point in time. The patient showed no effort in maintaining a healthy pregnancy given her avoidance of standard in-person medical care, despite her reported episodes of vaginal bleeding and alleged pregnancy loss. It is our expert opinion that the evidence as presented is not conclusive that the petitioner was pregnant with a viable intrauterine pregnancy at any time in the last year. The
interesting thing about that is it's not, we read Dingus's motion and he's like clinical pregnancy, viable clinical pregnancy. They didn't even use that term in that paragraph. So,
you know what else is interesting? Has anyone discussed the fact that she went to Barrow Institute? I mean, she must have told me this about a dozen times. Her expert witness, I believe, is somehow associated with Barrow Institute. I don't know if that matters. I'm sure maybe they already knew each other, which again doesn't mean you can't be the expert witness. But maybe, I mean, should an expert witness be someone who has no connection whatsoever to the person they're witnessing of?
I don't know. That's actually a question that I don't have an answer to.
And I haven't heard anyone mention it, but this Barrow Institute.
Yeah, I mean, according to Dingus, I mean, he was the one who was like, I need to know that your experts aren't like Clayton's sister-in-law.
Right.
Remember?
Right. So if she went to Barrow Institute and he had his shop set up at Barrow Institute, he's kind of, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the connection is, but in times like this, I think it's worth like saying out loud because what I, you know, again, and I'll send this to you, Brad, but what I pulled last night was something that I didn't think was connective tissue. And then by the end of the 10 minutes of sharing it with a few people, we realized we had what I believe to be is the nuclear codes to this whole case. Yeah. But anyhow, which, by the way, nuclear codes that involved lies, Photoshop fraud, and even more sinister family-related drama that you just can't imagine is going to go over well in their household. But
because we already know that she tried to pass off her sister's pregnancy as her own to Clayton.
The belly video.
Belly video. God, there's so much. I mean, like, this is the problem. It's like, this has been going on for you, Dave, for a lot longer than it has for us. But now we're like digging back through your emails and finding all this old stuff that we haven't even looked at, you know, again in a long time. And it's like, oh my God, look at this and look at that and look at this. And it just keeps on growing. And the web is getting
that Sonora Quest. I mean, that's a clear HCG fraud. Now, I kind of thought Clayton had some of this stuff covered, but as it turns out, as I'm finding out, since he blocked her, he might not have looked at some of these emails that I am the sole CC on. Now, why am I CC'd on these emails? Well, at the time, she was without lawyers, just trying to convince people privately, thinking these emails wouldn't get out. I mean, it's banana land, the level of fraud that is in my Gmail right now. And I just thought someone else reported it. Whoops. So last night on my Patreon, I just sent out an alert. I said, look, I can't tell you something, but I got something. And the place went wild. Why are you doing this to me? I was like, I don't know. I'm just letting you know. I can't let you know, but it'll come out soon.
You got to have the tea bag on your desk so that you can dangle it in front of the camera and be like, it's coming. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, that's what got Clayton into this mess, dangling tea bags. But here we are.
We're reaching the end here. And actually, I think in the next week or two, there's going to be probably a flurry of filings. We're going to see even more things come out, which is why I'm trying to like get caught up on all these documents now, because I feel like I know there's more coming. As we come up to June 10th, it's going to be nonstop. Dingus is going to be fighting as hard as he possibly can to get this derailed. And so there's going to be a nonstop assault. So get ready for it, folks. Drink your caffeine, get your iced coffee, get your cold brew, because you're going to need it to keep up. We're still like trying to get through this 149-page motion, and we've got Gregg's to read, and there's going to be more. I can just tell you there's going to be more. This is going to can't stop, won't stop. All right. So it says there is evidence that on June 1st, 2023, human chorionic gonadotropin, HCG, that's a lot easier to say, was present in the petitioner's urine. The only objective evidence of pregnancy after the initial urine pregnancy test at Banner Urgent Care was a serum quantitative HCG value drawn on October 16th of 102, which does not correlate with the gestational age that she would have been on that date had she a normal ongoing pregnancy. It would have been much higher. Single HCG values are of minimal clinical significance and are more standardly used within the context of ultrasound evaluations and HCG trends. And we have a footnote here that says a 2014 study by Korivar et al. Determined the median HCG level at 22 weeks of gestation to be 16,174, with a minimum of 2,599 and a maximum of 86,541. It should be noted that this data is for singleton pregnancies. Twin gestations would expect even higher values. The presence of HCG can be due to a pregnancy, but pregnancy is not the sole cause of a positive urine HCG. And furthermore, a single urine HCG test is not diagnostic of an intrauterine pregnancy. HCG can be present in serum, urine, or both under non-pregnancy related conditions. Exogenous injection, heterophilic antibodies, certain cancers, familial HCG syndrome, and pituitary secretion of sulfated HCG. There are clinical investigations that can be performed to distinguish one of these conditions from another. Additionally, there is a phenomenon of a quiescent pregnancy in which a failed pregnancy leaves residual tissue that persistently, for up to about a year, produces HCG and causes false positive pregnancy tests. Ongoing clinical care would soon confirm that a viable pregnancy is not present in such a case. In general, the quantity of HCG in these conditions remains at a low level, and ultrasound evaluation does not reveal the development of a fetus over time. Additionally, this low level of HCG would not cause significant weight gain, bloating, nausea, or other systemic symptoms. Oh boy. Well, what do you think about that, boys?
Well, we know that she was 120 before or at the earliest stages of the pregnancy. So gaining 13 pounds sounds like too much Taco Bell to me.
Yeah, the burrito baby that we spoke about. So what, I mean, it would make sense too that she could have a critical, like that she put on weight. I mean, I would love to pretend to be pregnant just to put on weight. I'd be eating Costco pizza every day. You know, loaded potatoes. Are you kidding me? Oatmeal. So yeah, you can put that weight on easy. You know, I can cite my freshman year of college. I gained 26 pounds the first month. If come October, November, she starts to get the heat from the audience, from people not believing her, you could also imagine that she could take that weight off through stress and other issues, as you know, as quickly.
Yeah.
I just don't want to eat because I'm getting dragged into court, you know, 6 times a week and all this other stuff. You know, she just, you know, binges not eating, as Nick Arcata tells everyone to stop eating. And then, you know, either that or the addition of some kind of drug like Ozempic or something. Because there's people who are saying that the brand of scale that she posted in that photo for 91 pounds is tied to a plan for
it's a
getting
weight loss
semaglutide or Ozempic type medications.
All right, let's move on to the ultrasound image. The single ultrasound image that, as Ms. Owens has stated in her deposition, occurred on July 7th, 2023, has not been authenticated from any healthcare provider. No medical records are known to exist regarding this pregnancy from Smile or Planned Parenthood in California, despite multiple attempts to obtain these records. And that's my main reason for thinking I don't really need to call them back. It doesn't matter if they do it or don't.
Yeah.
She didn't get one there. They don't have records for her. The image in question reports a gestational age of 6 weeks and 4 days, which is not consistent with the stated date of conception on May 20th. Oh my! If this image is in fact an image of Miss Owens' alleged pregnancy, that would correlate to an estimated date of conception of June 5th?
Yep.
I'm trying to follow along. So is this from
OMG.
Is this from his 149-page fraud paper?
Yes.
Yes, but this is
what page are you on?
I am on page 146. This is Clayton's expert.
Right.
This is his expert's report. I don't know why he posted this. I really don't. Wow. We knew there was a problem with the age of the fetus and the due date and everything. We knew that, but like you need to be an expert to figure out the dates. And so now we have experts who are like, okay, if that was her sonogram, it's not consistent with her alleged date of conception, which was the only night they had any kind of activity. And it would have been June 5th, closer to June 5th. That's a big difference between May 20th and June 5th. That's big. That's huge news, everybody. Huge news. Ms. Owens stated that the reason that we, to this date, have not been able to corroborate the existence of a first trimester pregnancy ultrasound completed at any Planned Parenthood in California is because she completed this visit anonymously. As a former medical director of Planned Parenthood, Dr. Deans can confirm that there is no scenario where we would treat a patient without identifying the patient. Like all outpatient medical facilities, Planned Parenthood requires a name, date of birth, and a piece of identification that confirms both government ID, school ID, passport, birth certificate, etc., regardless of the reason for the visit or the method of payment. Unless Ms. Owens gave false information at the time of her appointment, Planned Parenthood in California would have records of this ultrasound if it was performed at their facility. We have not been able to review these records.
And the thing about identification is crucial because that means that she would have had to have had a false identity card that would be able to be presented.
Right. The petitioners subsequently sent screenshots of a scheduled appointment and visit summary on July 2 at a Planned Parenthood in Westminster, California. However, on review of these documents, there are no vital signs documented, no orders or medication dispensing documentation, and no patient instructions. Given these findings, we cannot conclude from these documents alone that the petitioner was ever seen or evaluated at this location on this date. I never saw that screenshot. Dave, did you?
I don't think so. I mean, I've been told it's coming.
Okay.
Now, but hold on a second. Have you guys gone over? Okay, this is what I'm going to go. This is a lot, so sorry if we're veering off course. Have you guys gone over the fact that her attorney is posting his filings on his blog and then changing them before he posts them publicly?
What?
I haven't. I saw that mentioned by JFC Twitter, but I didn't see what that. I didn't see.
Okay, what was
actually
changed?
did it.
Again, I don't know if this is the case, and this is why I'm bringing it up with the audience so people can possibly dig into it. But the fact that it says Planned Parenthood Westminster.
This isn't Dingus's filing. This is the experts saying that.
Oh, got you. Okay.
That Woodnick had explained to them that there was the possibility of these screenshots. So the experts have this information, and they would have had this information probably a week or 2 weeks prior at a minimum.
Okay, so what I'm gonna report on after this is the work people did noticing her edited affidavits. Where I guess he's open micing them, sharing them, and then letting people comment, which obviously means this is why we should wait for things to go through the court system, because then when he loses a point, he then takes it out of his.
No, I agree. I mean, look at what he did with that affidavit he posted on his blog of hers. It was all about the moon bump. And you notice that in her affidavit, this one, there's no mention of moon bump anywhere. So she did not submit that affidavit that she allegedly wrote and he posted on his blog. She did not submit it under penalty of perjury.
Yeah.
It's just, she just wrote a bunch of shit and he didn't submit it. Although if he thinks that can't work against her, though, he's a dumbass, because Gregg can take that from his blog and be like, here's what she said. Here's what he submitted that she said.
Yeah.
Well, if he submitted it, that's the concern, is that if he has her sign something that says, I duly swear to this under penalty of perjury, posts it on his blog, but then takes it down and never submits it,
he didn't have her sign it. Somebody pointed that out, that it was unsigned.
Oh, jeez.
But I mean, you can't game the system like this.
Meg, let him do what he wants. If he wants to game the system,
let the man
game the system. You're no fun, Meg. We're partying. It's April.
God. This is it's just unbelievable. The petitioner subsequently sent screenshots, of the Westminster thing. However, on the review, all right, we read that. Pregnancy, dating, and timeline. This should be good. In a message to her neurologist at Barrow Neurological Institute on June 28th, 2023, the petitioner indicated that her Planned Parenthood visit, presumably including the aforementioned ultrasound, occurred when she was visiting California the weekend prior to the message, presumably the weekend of June 24th. This would correlate to 7-week-old. Is that what that 7? I don't know what that means.
0-day conception
By
date.
Conception date of 5/20/2023. At 7 weeks gestation, a licensed ultrasound provider would be able to identify twins on ultrasound. In a later message to Scottsdale Perinatal Associates on July 3rd, she inquired how soon one could determine a twin gestation. From the positive urine pregnancy test at Banner Urgent Care in June 2023 until her visit to Mom Doc on November 14th, all healthcare encounters Miss Owens had were through telehealth. In the Barrow Neurological Institute's records of her telehealth appointments, it was noted that they were conducted with Miss Owens seated. Per Miss Owens' deposition, she passed 2 sacs sometime in September or October in that time frame. The pregnancy would have been somewhere between 16 and 22 weeks of pregnancy. At that size, with twins, a loss would have produced significant bleeding and pain, such that it is implausible that she would not have received medical care beyond a telehealth visit. That's what I've been saying from the beginning. Additionally, the sacs would have contained formed and recognizable fetuses at that point in a pregnancy. Ms. Owens testified that she showed what she passed to the provider on a telehealth visit. Gestational sacs with 16-week size fetuses would have been unmistakable to the provider, and they would have unquestionably advised that she seek urgent in-person medical care. Images in telehealth visit from July 23rd. We have reviewed images submitted by the petitioner that are allegedly showing the tissue from the event noted in Ms. Owens' deposition of passing 2 sacs. Ms. Owens clarified at the time of submitting these pictures that the events actually took place on July 23rd, rather than in September or October. These pictures show toilet paper stained with blood and containing tissue, reportedly from the petitioner's nether regions. From visual inspection, we cannot confirm the source of this tissue, nor can we confirm that this is pregnancy tissue. The only way any physician could confirm that this was in fact pregnancy tissue would be to send the specimen to a pathologist. As the tissue in question was never brought in for pathologic evaluation, easy for you to say, there is no way to confirm it if it was trophoblast, pregnancy tissue, or decidual cast, non-pregnant endometrium. There is no obvious embryonic or fetal tissue in this image, further complicating the picture in a pregnancy that would have been approximately 11 weeks by a date of conception of May 20th, 2023. Furthermore, we've reviewed the discharge instructions of a telehealth visit addressing this incident on July 23rd. In that document, the telehealth provider instructed Ms. Owens to proceed to an emergency room for additional evaluation and care. Ms. Owens did not follow this medical advice. Instead, she contacted the abortion and miscarriage hotline, the communications of which we have reviewed. Again, the hotline responded and encouraged the petitioner to seek in-person medical care, and she again did not follow these recommendations. In conclusion, we cannot confirm by any objective data that Ms. Owens had an ongoing viable clinical pregnancy at any time in the last year. Clinical pregnancy is defined as a pregnancy diagnosed by an ultrasonographic visualization of one or more gestational sacs or definitive clinical signs of pregnancy. In addition to intrauterine pregnancy, it includes a clinically documented ectopic pregnancy, clinical pregnancy as defined. And there's a footnote that says the International Committee for Monitoring Assisted Reproductive Technologies, in partnership with 10 global health societies, developed a consensus-based and evidence-driven set of 283 terminologies used in infertility and fertility care to harmonize communications among health professionals and scientists, as well as the lay public, patients, and policymakers, proving that his experts did not just make up that definition, which is what Dingus tried to say. All right, so that is Clayton Echard's expert report.
Isn't it wild that, you know, it's like he's arguing she sought treatment, she didn't receive it. I mean, how dumb does he think this judge is? And do you give him any sort of credit for playing the hand he was dealt? Because as I've been saying, not to rile up Jane Doe here, but if she's listening, the only reason I found the last 3 sets of fraudulent evidence is because he inspired me to go back and look at everything. Like, I don't know is he doing more damage to her than good?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I think he is. I mean, there has been more damaging information to come out since he's been on this case than ever before. Brad, you had a question about the email sent to Clayton and his parents?
Yeah. So,
well, I have it. What's the question?
What is the time frame she says she's going to California? Because that's where she says that she's going to go to California to get the abortion pills.
Well, it says, dun, 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 dun. So when I need to know your decision tonight because I'm getting rid of the abortion pills.
So that email is dated June 28th.
I don't know if this is the one that says when that she was going. Is this the one that's to his parents? No, this is the one.
That's to Clayton.
This is the one I'll have having the baby if I don't hear back tonight. That's a different one. All right, hold on. I do have it here somewhere. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much, you guys. There's so much about this case that doesn't make any sense. So much. All right, let's hit some of these super chats real quick. JLC, thanks for the super chat. Says CE's expert opinion already noted. She called an abortion miscarriage hotline. Yep, they sure did. Tilly T says, still appreciating you, Megan. Love from the UK. Never give out date of birth online. Yeah, it's all right. Everybody knows when it was my birthday the other day. You can do the math. You guys can figure it out. Stir Crazy. Megan, thank you so much for all you do to support and protect Dave. Really appreciate you. Well, Dave deserves it. Dave's a decent dude. Joanne says, do it live. Let's see. DMC, I wanted to star this because said I had breast cancer screening at Planned Parenthood. They did give me a referral to a place I got a free mammogram from. Okay. But they didn't do it at the Planned Parenthood, right? There was just a lot of talk about how they provide all these, this life-saving services. And I couldn't find one that was actually doing mammograms. And I just don't like the dishonesty. If they are giving away coupons or whatever to go get it done somewhere, that would have been helpful information. And I'm glad that you got that. I'm glad that that was done for you, for sure. Very glad. Cherry Pow Pow, thanks for the super chat, says breadstick monies. And Susan Brown, Mission Viejo website mentions a pregnancy access bridge, which offers ultrasounds and other tests. Yeah, that must be their referral that she was talking about. They refer you out to go to an OBGYN to get that service. But, Laura keeps saying she got it at Planned Parenthood at the Mission Viejo location. They're saying, we don't. So, okay. Yeah, I went over this yesterday. I thought she said they didn't want to let her leave with abortion pills. Now she's saying she has them. Under oath in this latest affidavit, she says that Planned Parenthood would not allow her to leave with the pills. But all of her emails and communications to Clayton are saying, I have the pills. No, I'm not going to take the pills because you're not going to date me for a week or whatever. So I'm not going to take the pills. It's just more evidence that this woman she's just lying. She lies about everything. She's lying,
and remember,
lying.
Back in Greg Gillespie's case, she said that she was going to take the pills. Then he blocked her, and she called his bluff that she was going to take them. And it's like,
and then she said she took them wrong.
Yeah.
She only took one pill.
I shoved them up my ass, and as it turns out, you weren't supposed to go that way.
No, that's the morphine in the ass, Dave. Morphine in the ass. All right, let's see. All right, what are we going to do next? My brain hurts. My brain hurts from this case. I can't tell you how much I love that we're still doing this, but also want it to be over because the amount of crazy that happens every day in this case is too much to take. It's simply too much to take. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to open up Gregg. I promised we would do this, so we're going to do it. We're going to open up Gregg Woodnick's most recent filing and try to read through that. Because
I got to take off.
I know you got to go. You got to do your show.
I got to make a video, and then it's my final, what should be my final doctor's visit before the baby. So
and your birthday.
And my birthday's tomorrow. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
I'm 25 years old, folks. You age poorly when you're Irish. But if I finish the video, I'm gonna make a video now, and I'll release it when, if you don't mind, I'll release it when your live stream is done.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can redirect to videos, but I'll make sure that I
don't know, but I can try.
Well, we have the same people watching, so I don't want to, whatever. So I'm going to go make that video. Hold on to it.
Send me the link anyway, because if I can't redirect, I'll put the link in the chat before we end.
Yeah, and if I finish on time, I'll come back live with you guys. I think I will.
All right, cool.
I'm not going to make a long one. I'm just going to compare the dirty deleting from her affidavit, and then
that'll be interesting. I would love to see. I will love to see that. I will definitely watch that. So will the chat. So yeah, absolutely do that.
Good luck. See you in a few.
All right. See ya. Bye. All right. We got to open up. I got to find it first. What did I do with it? God, Dave and I have so many emails. It's like insane. I'm starting to lose track of where everything is. Lord Jesus, be a fence.
The amount of emails I get for work is nuts.
Is this it? Yeah, here it is. Motion for relief. Amended motion for relief. All right, here we go. It's always a pleasure to read writing by Gregg Woodnick, and we're going to do that. Amended motion for relief from judgment based on fraud. If this sounds familiar to you, it's because we have already read his motion for relief from judgment based on fraud. This one is just amended because Dingus went nuts and tried to say that he did a bunch of stuff that was wrong. And Gregg's going to explain, no, dumbass, it wasn't wrong, and here's why. And I'm going to amend it slightly so that we can, move on. Defendant Clayton Echard buying through counsel undersigned and pursuant to Rule 2, which invokes Rule 60, or in the alternative Rule 85, hereby files this amended motion for relief from judgment. This motion is amended, I love this note, solely in an effort to streamline litigation and focus on the upcoming trial. So in other words, Dingus is trying to derail this, and so we are going to
make it a non-issue.
Yes. While as addressed in Exhibit 4, this amendment is legally unnecessary, it is being provided to avoid further distraction from the core issues. See attached Exhibit 1. The sole amendment, other than changes to the judge and petitioner's counsel, can be found on page 3 and notes the petitioner was seen on November 14th, 2023 for non-pregnancy related care at MomDoc months after she claims she miscarried. Okay, so we are actually just going to, if you want to read this entire motion, you want to see it read, you can see Legal Vice's full stream this morning at 9, or the beginning of his stream this morning at 9 a.m. because he read the whole thing. We're going to skip straight to the amended part because I don't want to read the whole thing again. I've already read this motion, you can find it in the Fetal Attraction playlist on my channel. So we're going to skip right there to page, what did he say?
3.
Page 3. So we're on page 2. There it is. Here's the amendment that he put in here, because here's what Dingus was complaining about. He was complaining that he had said every OBGYN that she saw had no records for her. So he's amending it to say months after petitioner claims she miscarried in November of 2023, petitioner was seen at MomDoc, who provided non-pregnancy related gynecological care and who confirmed that petitioner was not pregnant. So that's it. That's the only amendment that he's put in here. Plus he added, what did he say? An exhibit number 1. Okay, let's go to exhibit number 1. Exhibit 1. Here it is. Exhibit number 1. is the transcripts of the, well, that was already in there. Is there something else under Exhibit 1? Because we know about this. We know about all of that. Maybe it's further down. After the transcripts, because that's the transcript of her just admitting that she doctored a sonogram.
Right.
I don't think he asked her about mom doc in that one. So
I think it was the fact that the transcript mentions that she went to see mom doc, and that's where the factual basis came for the change.
Perhaps. Okay. All right. So I think that is the only that's the only amendment to this thing. And if you guys want to hear the entire thing read, you can go to Legal Vices from this morning. He read it. You can go into my my playlist because I read it when it was originally filed. And so that's that. Okay. What shall we get into next? Hold on. I'm just checking the chat. Oh, there's so much here. There's so much like insanity in this case. Let me go see if... You know what my next project is going to be? So I was thinking about this. Well, I did that TLDR. It was like 45 minutes for this case. Well, so much has happened since then. I have to do a part 2.
Yeah.
I have to do a part 2. I actually want to go and look at where did I leave off on that TLDR? Like, where did it end to figure out where I have to pick up from? Because now it already feels completely outdated. When did I do it? I did this.
It was a week ago, a week and a half ago.
A week ago? Yeah, let's pull this up for a second. I want to review where I'm at in this. Just towards the end here. All right, let's put this up. I hated my hair that day. All right, what was I talking about at the end?
Did you get your roots recolored since then?
I did not. It's just different lighting.
That he did not have sexual intercourse with you, right?
Clayton was not. If you look at the June 4th message,
Sam, these are yes or no questions. Do you understand that Clayton was very clear from day one that it's his position he did not have sexual intercourse with you?
Then the answer is no.
She has a very difficult time controlling her face. There was another clip that was interesting from this hearing as well.
We sit here today, not a single DNA test has come back indicating that Clayton's the father, correct?
The samples were diluted, and I'm going back next month, is what I was.
These are yes or no questions. It's a very simple question. As we sit here today, you have no DNA test that indicates that Clayton is the father, right?
The results, the testing is ongoing, is what I was told, as was Clayton.
No.
So
that's
said that on a couple occasions, that the testing is ongoing.
Correct.
So is it your testimony that you provide these samples and that there's no results that are coming from these samples you're providing?
I'm unclear on what you're trying to ask me, because they said that I need to go back a month to give another sample.
The faces are too much.
Mm-hmm.
Clayton's lawyer then hammered her on her so-called evidence. Let's see what that is, and also watch her face.
Not Exhibit 46. All that you have from Dr. McCool here is a screenshot of an upcoming appointment for Monday, July 24th of 2023, right?
Correct. Is that
you understand that anyone...
All right, I think I know where to start. Okay, so I didn't cover the February status hearing, And so I think where my part 2 is going to focus is going to be February status hearing, where she begins to tell different stories about when the miscarriage happened. So we have the 3 different timelines for miscarriages.
Yep.
Maybe 4 now. I think we have
It-
4 now.
It's
When miscarriage happened. So we have February status hearing. Then we have Dingus enters case with his different timelines. Vanishing twins. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Did I do the vanishing twins in this one? I wonder if I did.
I don't remember if you did or not, but that just changes it.
I did the TEDx. I went over her old relationships. We went over the Clayton story. I did, yeah, just basically the Clayton story. I have so much to catch up on. This is stupid. Okay, so the vanishing twins theory. Then we have the July theory. No, sorry, September theory. September timeline. October timeline. Then back to July timeline.
I thought it was October, then September, because it was.
I don't know. I have to look back at the.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
We're gonna have to look back at the timeline. Oh, actually, there is that timeline
The
that
the
has,
Reddit timeline.
Yeah, it has all 3 or 4
I don't
of the.
know if it has the newest one.
I don't know if it has the newest one, but we can take care of that. I can do that. So we've got the July timeline. I need to add in the Planned Parenthood phone call. Planned Parenthood phone call. What else? Of Mission Viejo. The expert reports. July photographs. Oh my God. What else? There's the miscarriage hotline.
There's the where is it? This new.
I did cover the little to no fetal DNA. Oh, Fiverr. Yes. Fiverr. That was discovered after that. Make a
Planned Parenthood
whiteboard with
Westminster.
timelines. Okay, Sean. All right, Sean, this is a good idea. It says make a timeline whiteboard so it makes sense. All
Use
right.
the planning tool that you use for your.
Yeah. I have to pull up Chrome for that. I can't use it on a different Edge, but let me see. Let's get over to that. See if we can start a new one.
The problem with the HCG test is that was sent to Dave. That wasn't sent to us. So the 102 versus the 130.
Yeah, but we can include that. We can include that. What does it matter if it was sent to me or not? That's HCG.
Arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts. Yep. HCG art. That was newly discovered. That's been something discovered since that TLDR. The HCG arts and crafts. The sonogram. We got the Fiverr. That's in there. The blurring, and then the other, yeah, maybe that too. The blurry one. Oh God, there's so much. There's so much. All right, let's see.
The monster chugging during the exhibits or during the hearings.
Well, I think that was kind of in there, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was in the original. The scale isn't really relevant because that's only showing what she is now, and we already have the documents from when she was 121 to 133, but that doesn't really show much of anything.
All right, so we have
conception.
What do we have here?
Supposed conception.
Okay, so we have status hearing. Status hearing time miscarriage story. which would have been November. No, sorry. 1 or 2 months before November.
Yep.
That was this miscarriage story there. Then we have the
Let's see if I can pull up
timeline 2. Well, we're just going to call it timeline 2. Timeline 3. Because we don't know which one was October and which one was September, but we'll figure it out. Timeline 3, and then we have why can't I move this way? No. All right, fine. Just move it up there. Timeline. Then we have July timeline. All right, so we've got those. And we can pull the footage from Schnitzel Ninja. And that would be February 21st. And let's share this while I get that. This, you know, when you put this all together, it becomes more and more and more absurd. Let me boost the volume on this.
Have the minute I pray reflect that no party is to disclose outside of themselves any medical or other documentation disclosed between the parties. That goes both ways. I don't want anyone releasing any exhibits, medical records, or anything else regarding the other.
It's so interesting that I landed right there because like now he's posting bloody photos and all of her medical records, and like the judge is like, I don't want anyone posting anything of these medical records, and like he just doesn't care.
Person. And that goes both ways. And
yeah. Okay, let's move on to
outlines that it would date back to 2018. So I believe we need to set it necessary.
Both parties always have that right.
Assist where mother had a pregnant belly and told Judge Gilketz that she was 100% pregnant by my client. Your Honor's not adjudicating that today, but I'm asking Your Honor to take back the protective order proceeding that was granted in my client's favor for purposes of not consolidation, to be heard concurrently for the purposes.
All right, I'm going to clip that because that's important, because the judge
by my client
did grant that.
Had a pregnant belly that my client had a pregnant belly and told Judge Gilketz that she was.
So according to this Padlet that was shared on the Justice for Clayton Reddit, there's currently 5 timelines.
Oh, shit. Okay, wait. Can you pull it up so we can get them correct here?
Yeah.
The Padlet doesn't work for me unless I pull it up in Firefox for some reason.
I use Firefox normally, so.
All right.
So, May.
So I'm missing one. I have 4 timelines on mine.
So timeline 1, conception, emails, has the baby bump in court, 24 weeks pregnant, paternity test 3, little no field DNA, Medium article, no longer pregnant. So by this timeline, she had to have miscarried between October 28th and December, when she was 24 to 32 weeks. So then this would have required the fetal death certificates, which obviously we know. So then she changes the story to say month to 2 months prior to the November hearing to try and get out of the fetal death certificate issue. Then timeline 3, Dingus claims that they are the expelled fetal tissue because so she miscarried on the 23rd.
Oh, we forgot the vanishing twin.
Then the vanishing twin.
That's what it was. Vanishing twin timeline. That's the one. And that comes before the July one. This would be the vanishing.
Then if the vanishing twin existed, then she wouldn't have expelled 2 fetal sacs.
Right.
Or the fetal sacs are just discharge.
Right. They're not fetal sacs at all.
Yeah.
And also, it's vanishing twin, not vanishing twins.
Yeah.
One is lost early on, and the other one either is carried to completion or you would have a stillbirth. But it wouldn't be vanishing twins, like Houdini's twins. We forgot
Right.
Houdini's twins. All right, so now we have all the different timelines. We also know, let's see, I'm going to title this Woodnick requests new or moving harassment case. And let me put this back up.
And told Judge Gail Katz that she was 100% pregnant by my client. Your Honor's not adjudicating that today, but I'm asking Your Honor to take back the protective order proceeding that was granted in my client's favor for purposes of not consolidation, to be heard concurrently for the purposes of attorney's fees and sanctions on that matter. Because if what counsel just said is that she was not pregnant at that time and she lied to Judge Gail Katz in that proceeding, then
There
I
it
think
is.
that's sanctionable, and Your Honor could enter orders under that proceeding. So I'm asking Your Honor to take, not jurisdiction, but to hear that matter concurrently, or to have that file available for our upcoming evidentiary.
All right, that's where we need to end that, because then the judge did say yes to that.
Judge, you heard concurrently for the purposes
So
of
let's get the embed code, copy that, pull it over here.
Have we heard from Corey Keith since he disappeared?
Yes, he left a wonderful review on Gregg Woodnick's about what
Law
a great
review.
lawyer he is. He literally did that. He said how professional and great Gregg was. Unbelievable. Let's see. Let's go back over to this window. Share. All right. So this is going to be by the February status hearing. And then we have to do another one too, because I need the Corey explaining the timeline. God, it's so crazy. This case is so insane. It just gets weirder and weirder every day. But honestly, like Dave said something in one of his videos the other day about how proud of himself he was for keeping track of all of this stuff. And he's right. I mean, it's so important that we do these investigations live like this. I know it's not the greatest entertainment, but it's like, okay, we're going over the evidence again. Like, we have to do this, and we have to do it in front of you, because this is how we prove that what we are doing is not malicious. We are literally searching for the truth. We are finding inconsistencies. We are pointing those out. This is what journalists do. This is how we do it. And this is how we do it. I think it actually starts right after this. What we were
on that date, I think she could have testified that
here.
She was pregnant.
Here we go. Here it is.
That reality is,
Response?
Your Honor, I would ask
Here it is. All right, let's clip this.
to deny that request. True to the best of her number. In this case, preemptively about this trial, the reality is sometimes people have miscarriages and they don't even know that they miscarried.
Here we go. Poor Corey.
The reality here is sometimes people have miscarriages and they don't even know that they miscarried. That I'm not saying that that is the circumstance here. I certainly wasn't present. Saying that my client has not lied in this case. She has not intentionally lied to the court. Whether or not she was pregnant on that date, I think she could have testified that she was pregnant and she could have had a miscarriage days prior. I don't know, but I believe that the testimony in her deposition, the testimony in her final trial, and the expert testimony that will come with it will make those things clear. I believe it'd be absolutely inappropriate to throw out previous proceedings in this case based on my statement, not even my client's statement. There would need to be an evidentiary hearing in order for that to be proper.
But I think that's what at the evidentiary be wrapped into this.
And Your Honor, that's not appropriate. The evidentiary hearing has already been done. And like I said, my client's statements that were made during that hearing were true to the best of her knowledge. The reality here is sometimes when people have
Okay. Just get that code.
So here's something funny. I'm going through this Padlet and I found the email to their Clayton's parents. And she says, now that we know we have a viable pregnancy, things seem all more urgent.
How does she know she had a viable pregnancy? Because she claims she got the sonogram.
Yeah, the Planned Parenthood in Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
Which confirms that I had an ultrasound that was consistent with the conception date of 5/20 when I was with Clayton. And like I've said, he's the only one I've been with since March 2022. Blah, blah, blah. There was a gestational
Sarah says,
sac.
wait, she wrote his parents because why? Because it's part of the harassment.
Emotional blackmail.
Yeah.
There was a gestational sac, meaning it was a viable pregnancy, and that I refused to view the ultrasound and take the abortion pills at the clinic. So if she refused to view the ultrasound,
How'd she get a picture of
how
it?
did she get a picture of it?
I have no idea. That doesn't make any sense. Again, it's just more of her telling whatever tale she needs to tell at whatever time she needs to tell it. And she doesn't have any problem changing her story and moving the goalposts over and over and over again. All right, I have to take a bathroom break. I'll be back. Brad, take over.
I will do the stream running here.
Yeah, run the stream.
Because she lied? No, so the date isn't really known. Clayton would have the date of when this email was sent, but according to this Sanal request, it just says after June 25th. Hello, everyone. How's it going? All right, so we were doing IT questions yesterday. Do some more sleuthing. I'm doing sleuthing. Tell us a story. Well, let's see. I don't know, what kind of story do you want? Because, like, if anyone follows wrestling, I can talk about wrestling stuff. Talk about my baseball trophy? You mean my Little League trophy that I've got hanging out back here? It literally is a participation trophy. It says Rookie League 97. I don't even know which one it was. Yeah. Hold on a sec. So this is the Blue Water Sports Fishermen's Association trophy that I got in 2003. For the 23-pound king salmon that I got, which was second biggest in the entire kids category, or the youth category. Following up on the story that we did yesterday, talking about the fishing trip, or the fishing tournament I did with my father last year. So, and I was so pissed too, because that was like one of the biggest fish at the tournament. And then come to find out, like 2 weeks later, a kid on a leisure trip went and got his own fish that was like 24 pounds or something. So it was like a pound difference that was bigger than mine. And I was so pissed because I was hoping that I'd get biggest fish of the year.
Okay, let's see.
Deny that request, that their levels are no longer appropriate for a pregnant woman. I do believe that that is what occurred in this case.
You don't like my fish tails, Megan?
The hearing has already been done.
Sorry, I'm running up against the clock. I have to go because I have errands to do. So I have to hurry up and get this done. So I have a roadmap for what we're doing.
Were made during that hearing were true to the best of her knowledge. The reality here is
here we go.
Sometimes women believe that sometimes women believe that they're still pregnant when they've had a miscarriage, and they don't know until they go to the doctor that their levels are no longer appropriate for a pregnant woman. I do believe that that is what occurred in this case. Timing wise, I don't know if any of us will ever be able to tell exactly when that miscarriage took place, but I do know
That's
that my
convenient.
client, from our conversations, did testify truthfully, and there were not misstatements that were made there. We're certainly not intending to change her testimony, but like I said, we have spoken to experts that have identified that sort of occurrence does sometimes happen.
Follow-up question to his comments. Counsel, are you asking that I revisit the order against harassment or just for purposes of fees and costs?
Just for purposes of fees and costs, because the order was appropriate that Judge Gelketzis entered.
Asking that I revisit.
Sometimes.
Follow-up question.
Sometimes women believe that they're still
Okay, we still haven't even gotten to the really stupid one. But I want to include all of these.
I think you're going to have to do this after you get back from tours and whatnot, because there's way too many clips to get.
I know. There's too many, but I'm going to try and get some done.
Purposes of any attorney's fees and sanctions.
This has already been inhibit. I believe it's a separate case that would inhibit this court over. It would have been entitled to fees. I believe fees don't isn't at
Did the party have an attorney at that hearing?
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor, I believe both.
Okay. All right. So then what the court is going to do is the court is going to hear evidence and testimony as it applies to sanctions and attorney's fees and costs dating back to the filing of the petition, all pleadings filed within the Maricopa County Superior. So everyone's on notice to be prepared to present testimony and evidence on that. Whether I ultimately award anything as it applies to that case, I can't tell you right now because I haven't heard any evidence or testimony. But I'm not going to preclude myself
during those proceedings. But if there was an order denying.
No, I definitely judicial notice, but I do think I need.
I want to get to the part where she says, when was the miscarriage?
Review.
It was split in two. There was October 24th,
I think it
2023, and
might have been before that.
5 years into her domestic violence history,
Anyway, they should have been providing records along the way, because 9 does specifically after that, and every single
the court to have testimony on it at the upcoming trial.
Okay, before I get to you, counsel, and then obviously you'll have final thoughts to go back to that. The court's intention was to deny the motion to dismiss at this time. So that's the ruling that stands.
I think I actually might have a clip of this already. I think I may have clipped it already. Let's go to my channel, shall we? Let's go to my clips. I feel like I have them.
It would have been later because the status hearing was
February something.
Yeah.
Wait, what month is it? It's still April.
It's April.
So 2 months ago. I feel like I clipped this already. I clipped no party is to disclose medical records. No, I guess I didn't. Huh. I thought I did. All right. Well, I'll find it later.
Yep.
What I'm going to do, and let's see. What else do we have? What else needs to be? What else do I need to hit? So we've got 5 different timelines, including the vanishing twins, Planned Parenthood phone call, expert reports, photos, the miscarriage hotline, Fiverr, HCG Arts and Crafts. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot.
That's going to be an hour just going over
my God.
that.
That's insane. All right, let me see if Dave sent me his video link yet. Let me see if there is one. Hold on. Let me go to our videos and get into the studio again. see if I can redirect you over there. Edit. Subscriber, no. Redirect. Okay, let's see if Dave is finished yet.
Paging Super Dave. Can you hear me?
I don't see it up there yet. Let me see if he sent me anything. All right, I'm going to text him and see if he's got it. Because so far, I am not seeing it up here yet.
I'll post the Padlet in the chat. It's on Reddit, so you guys can check out the.
Yeah, and if you're having
timelines.
trouble reading it, you need to switch to Firefox browser because it doesn't work on Chrome and it doesn't work on Edge. It's weird. This is what it looks like, but Firefox is the only browser that I've been able to get it to work on, and it is really helpful. It's definitely helpful.
I mean, that's the same view that I have on Firefox.
I have not seen her interview with Dr. Shefali. Who's Dr. Shefali? You mean on her podcast? Is it on YouTube? Is that the one? Is that the doctor who was on with Reality Steve? It's on Facebook? What's it about?
Victim or Victor? It's probably this one, but that's from 2001.
Victim or Victor on YouTube as well?
Yeah, it's a 2001 interview. So that would just be covering Greg Gillespie, I think.
I don't see it on YouTube. Oh, yeah, here it is. Hold on. What's this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to book club number 22. Hi, guys. We're talking about my book, A Radical Awakening. Thank you for those who've been leaving. Why did you stay for so long? Right? Everyone goes, why didn't you just leave?
Everybody says that. Everybody says that.
I noticed she didn't bother to brush her hair before this interview. We have a uncombed gnat over here on both sides. Oh my God.
They don't understand. So tell us, why did you stay?
Mm-hmm. You know, I felt like I was accountable for why he was treating me that way. And it sounds crazy now because I was extremely kind to him and I felt like I was the best girlfriend. But when all of that was happening, I don't know. I can't really explain it in the right way because it doesn't really make sense. I know it wouldn't.
Yes, it doesn't.
Make sense.
To most people, I just, you know, I really felt it was my fault.
Yeah.
You need to do two different buttons. You need to do one. Even if I tell you it doesn't make sense, and then have another one say it was my fault.
It doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't. It's the first self-aware thing she's ever said.
In a weird way, okay, and I talk about it in my book, we have a grandiosity about our capacity to change things. Mm-hmm. So if we just change ourselves, look there, have control, midgets, and right?
Right. And I feel so weird saying this, but I didn't really feel like I deserved more because I thought I was just such a bad person.
You are.
And no,
That was an accurate statement too. I'm gonna pull that too. I'm just a bad person. Damn!
Nobody really recognized it. And the one person I confided in was my best friend at the time. And she asked me,
Who? Give us a name. I want this best friend's name right now.
That same question. Why didn't I leave? And she actually,
her hair is literally tied up in knots right here. Did she do that like before going on? Like, it looks like she tied a knot in her hair and like she's literally looking at herself in the camera and she doesn't go like this to get that out of there. I want proof of best friend. Yep. I definitely want proof of best friend.
cut me off because she didn't understand it. And it was the worst thing she could have done. It was before I was on that plane with the stranger.
The friend cut her off? Her best friend cut her off? Yeah, there's more to that story.
And it made me feel awful and like I couldn't tell people what was.
Even her hair is trying to get away from her.
Was really going on. And that's not the band of sisters that you talk about who are supportive and who feel like they can empower each other.
No, because see, when women discover you're lying, they dump you.
The idea is not to just be yes people and affirm everything that you're saying, even if it's complete shit coming out of your mouth.
Listen, I'm being completely honest, and if that best friend is out there and you want to contact me and tell me what happened, I am here to listen. I will not dox you. I will protect my sources. And you can email me at meganfox.writer@protonmail.com. I'm looking for the best friend, proof of best friend. And I would like to hear your side of the story because I bet it's wild. All right, here we go.
So you think your friend saying no more was the worst thing she could do, actually?
Yeah.
What?
That. What? Yeah, I do, because I felt like when she was saying she didn't understand why I stayed, it was almost like she thought I was lying. You know, like, oh, if this was actually happening, she would have.
Oh, you mean she thought you were lying?
She lied?
So do we. That's really weird. We think that too.
And I, you know, like I said, it's so hard to explain why I did, but I was just absolutely, you know, beside myself. And I felt, you know, I couldn't tell anybody else. I couldn't tell my family. He was so wonderful to my family. And, you know, I actually sent my mom a text when I was in Iceland and I said, Mom, I need to go home. He is killing me. Which, you know, he did try.
Okay, she also has debris in her hair. Right there. There is something in her hair. I don't.
She must have just come in from the horses or something, because.
Oh my God. So strange.
To do there, but emotionally, he also had broken me.
So what did your mom say?
She said I'd paid a lot for the trip and I should continue because she had no idea what was going on. I didn't tell her.
That's not what a mother
would say. I think she thought we'd had a fight.
Yeah, I know. If my daughter called me and was like, I need to come home, he's killing me, I'd be like, get on the next plane. Here's a ticket.
Here's my card.
Ridiculous.
Get
But
a
honey,
ticket.
you already paid for it.
Or something. She had no idea what was going on. She had no idea I was getting, you know, choked to the point and suffocated to the point where I lost consciousness 3 times. Yeah. And yeah, but it's not her fault, you know? It was my fault.
Right. You know, this is something I always say to sisters, to women, is children and women typically don't lie. If your child comes to you and says someone is hurting them, please.
Well, yeah, I mean, typically, I don't know, people lie all the time and kids lie all the time too. That doesn't mean you shouldn't believe them, especially when it's about abuse or whatever, but for sure, you got to check your facts.
Please believe them. And you know what it takes for us to say it? So my mother feeling and how much she
would have, you know, she's full at the time.
I'm here for you, but just know he's an asshole. Like
that's what would have been helpful at the time, because I just couldn't confide in anyone. And you know, she saw bruises on me. She could tell what was going on. And when you see that, I mean, I guess I get it as a friend. I mean, if you hadn't been through that yourself, you wouldn't really understand, you know, why. I think I would have asked a friend the same thing, if I'm being honest, if I hadn't been through this myself.
So this friend and you are no longer talking?
No, I mean, I stayed in the relationship almost another year.
They're no longer talking. Shocker.
But it crushed me. I just felt like I had nobody, and I had this guy telling me, you know, all I wanted was praise, and I was not getting praise from him, and I would do anything to get praise from him. Like this trip to Iceland, I emptied, you know, a savings account to try and, you know, just it pleased him, and that didn't do anything. And when we were on the trip, he told me like, oh, he really hoped that I would come to his wedding with another girl, just like crazy stuff. And you know, like
it's another good clip, just crazy stuff.
The thought of saying that I didn't deserve that didn't really occur to me.
Okay, so it did not start off like this. It started off with love bombing. Was he charming and he swept you off your feet and you were the most beautiful girl in the world in the beginning?
Yeah, oh, totally. Totally,
So
yeah.
Complete textbook malignant narcissist.
Yes, he was absolutely a narcissist, and I think he was a sociopath as well. I mean, he was just
from you.
horrible to me, and I don't really recognize myself years later, because I have higher standards for myself now. Thank goodness I do, right? But
so
I think
this is the hard thing that, you know, it's and after the husband and then self shows up love with. Let me ask
I think he mentioned the first time that he did it that it was something that really turned him on, and I was appalled when he said that. But he was nice to me. He was nice to me after, and I felt like, I mean, I was just shocked, and because I'd never had that happen to me before, but I also, you know, I wanted to please him, you know, and then it just got worse and worse and worse. And I certainly wasn't wanting to go along with it then,
but I did over and over and over again, according to your own story.
I just don't, like I've tried to block out all of the stuff that happened to me.
Because it didn't really, so I have no memories of it, no actual. I want the body language expert guys to do this. Wouldn't that be great?
At that point, because, you know, I think a part of me still takes some accountability for it, you know?
Right, so there's a difference between taking accountability for your allowing the abuse, versus taking accountability for the abuse.
Okay.
Like, so if somebody calls you stupid and you didn't say anything, it's not because you're stupid, it's because you didn't take action for the actions.
Right. So what should I have done when it first started, when, you know, he was verbally abusive first? What should I have done so that it didn't go further?
It's really hard because the first time you're like, this is only your it was so good in the beginning. It's easy, you know, you should.
Another story, but well, he started stalking me after the relationship ended. That was a whole nother story. But when I got out of it, I needed to take a full.
Funny that he went to the police and asked them to stop her from stalking him after she sent that crazy text to his girlfriend. Remember, Michael Maricini's girlfriend,
to try and figure out who I was, because I didn't feel like I was ready to date. And you know, it's things that should be normal.
All right. I don't have time to go over this whole thing, but I will be streaming tonight with Tug. It is Tuesdays with Tug on my channel. We will be back here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Tug. And maybe we'll go over this. Maybe we'll watch this. That might be something that we do. I need to ask him what he wants to do. But let's go over the super chats, and then I got to get out of here. Jules OMN became a new YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den. It's kind of weird in here. I apologize right from the beginning. Jules OMN, thanks for the super chat, says, love this timeline making. Lies equals confusion. Truth equals nothing to hide and no confusion. That's right. That's right. Rogue Mama, thanks for the 2 breadstick money. And we got Sweetness to you, says her seizure meds can also be mood stabilizers. Yes, I had read that before. Sweetness to you also says, but also breadstick money. Thank you for the breadstick money. Jermaine Down, thanks for the 5, says, Elo's justification for this, I'm the best girlfriend. Yikes. Carla Brickowski with the 20. Go get her, Megan. She's a friggin' liar. Hashtag breadstick money. I do believe that's my opinion. She's a liar. Yep. Deirdre Rollins, thanks for the 2, says, will this be a jury trial? Nope, it's a bench trial. It is just for the judge. And Samantha Shuck, thanks for the 10. I'm behind, but one huge change. The dingus has changed. Her affidavit prior to filing mentioned the purchase of a moon bump, but then it's missing on the filing. Yeah, exactly. Hey, just in time for us to quit. Dave's here.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Are you finished? Did you get your video done?
I just finished it.
Oh, cool. So
I didn't even get to the affidavit part because I went in and started deep diving again into all of the kind of photoshopped evidence and stuck with that.
Okay, well, let me see if I can redirect.
I don't even have the video's not even uploaded yet, but I can send it to you. I have the link, but it's uploading right now.
Oh, all right. Well,
no pressure. People can find it. It's not going to be a live stream. I'm going to be going live on Patreon before my doctor's appointment.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to your new video. I was just planning on doing my next video, which is going to be part 2 of the TLDR, because there's been so much that happened since I did that last week.
I know.
Like I have to catch up from last week because now it feels like the TLDR is incomplete, right? Because so much more has happened. Ugh, it's insane. It's insane. All right. So I'm actually ready to wrap it up here. Dave, you got anything else you want anybody to know?
Well, if anyone wants the real fun, go to the Patreon. I got to tell you, I've had issues in my Discord and the other communities. You pay. This is what's amazing. You pay $5 a month. People aren't assholes anymore. That's what I'm learning. The assholes don't pay $5 a month.
Right.
You know, so anyway, I don't want to live in a world where everyone has to have their ID confirmed, but in Patreon, you don't have to do that. But I just like the idea that there are communities where there is a little bit of accountability. And that's, because just a PSA to everyone watching, there's a lot of fighting. There's people that are mad at this community, people that are mad that people raise money for this person to go to the court case. Everyone needs to remember what side you're on. I mean, I'm sure Jane Doe is laughing in her casita as she watches everybody call the cops on each other. Like let love rise above all of this nonsense.
Yeah, I really understand. I haven't said anything about this because I didn't know if I should or not, but it does seem to have escalated to a point that is out of control. And the Justice for Clayton Twitter page has been attacked for no reason. All she has done is provide us with the documents we've asked for and help get the word out and help with the justiceforclayton.com wiki page. And it was my idea to raise money to get her to Arizona so that she could see it through because she has been working on it really hard. It was my idea. And I have a right to raise money for anybody I want to. It was my idea. And I raised that money for her, and so did me and Tug, to get to Arizona. And if I had to, and I don't know why anybody's upset with her, because I decided to raise money to bring her to Arizona. I can't figure it out, but they're trying to drive her off of social media. Like she had to take a break from her Twitter page. And you would think this would be done by Laura's side, and it's not. It's being done by people who say they want justice for Clayton, but they're going off on just the justice for Clayton's justice at Clayton's justice on Twitter in all these like Discord groups and things that I'm not privy to.
I know
it's
what it
pure
is.
jealousy.
It's jealousy, and it's a scarcity mindset. And I get it. We live in a rough time. There's a lot of people that are not doing well out there. I was minimum wage until I wasn't. I understand. I was minimum wage going into the pandemic here. And my channel's doing really well. The more I've shared about the finances of my channel, the more haters have come out because they don't think that, I guess, a YouTuber should, I don't know, make a healthy living, as if, and again, during the Johnny Depp case, I don't know if you ever saw this. I went on a Irish, you might want to play this actually. It's really funny. Did you see the interview I did with the Irish TV channel?
No.
I'm going to send it. Can I send it to you right now? It's actually, I don't know if you're in a rush, but
do you know about this one, Dave, that we were just watching? Do you know about this interview with Laura?
No.
Oh God, I'm going to send this
2021 interview talking about the post-Maricini Iceland stuff.
Oh yeah.
Really?
We were just going over this. There's some weirdness.
Wanted to be, I wanted to be somebody's wife and be a mother and everything. And I thought that.
Yeah, there's so much to clip out of here. I'm going to have new buttons on my soundboard soon. I'm going to send you this link. You're going to want to go over
6 pages of new buttons. It's crazy.
That's wild. Well, I just sent it to you. It's actually really funny because at midnight, whatever the date was here, Ireland asked me to do an interview, and I was like, all right, I'll do an interview. I took my edible already. I was ready to go to bed. And then I realized they're sabotaging me on morning TV. But the funny part is everyone sided with me. And as you know,
that's awesome.
After following the case, you'll know, I just put it in the chat. You'll know that it was just so funny. I mean, if you just know who I am and know I'm just going to smile my way through it. And I was like, oh, this is not going good. But they've asked me to be back on the show since then, which is fine. But anyway, it's the idea that people have that YouTubers, I guess, aren't allowed to make money, but mainstream media is.
Mainstream can make millions on the same story. Well, I've been over this so many times with Tug. They came after Tug for Johnny Depp too.
Oh yeah.
Hard. The New York Times was writing hit pieces. Taylor Lorenz and what's her name? Kat Tenbarge from NBC was like, YouTubers are making millions. It's like, no. They're making hundreds of thousands. NBC, New York Times, you guys are making millions. Like, let me see your books. Open your accounts. This is disgusting. And it's what they're doing, Dave, is trying to shut down the competition. Because what we are is what the audience actually wants. They don't want
comment section
bullshit news that's been, sanitized and with their spin on it. They just want to hear somebody's authentic opinion that kind of reflects their own. It's one of the reasons why Rush Limbaugh became so popular, was that all his entire audience said, you say the things I'm thinking, but I've never heard anybody else say. So that's what comes across. It comes across in authenticity and just being like, hey, this is the way I see it. I don't have a group of editors sitting around me, and I don't have a bunch of producers highly producing this content. It's just me reading some headlines and here's what I think about it. That's what people want. They don't want all that highly edited garbage.
And what they did in this YouTube video is they tried to prosecute their case against me based on what TikTokers were saying. Well, TikTok has made a mockery of this. And I was like, I don't speak for TikTok. Like if I couldn't report on things because of TikTok, you know what I mean? We would never, but that's what they do. They try to shame you. And anyway, but the audience immediately were like, dude, F them. And maybe I wish I was a little bit more prepared, but I think the fact I wasn't prepared to a little bit of their hostility, especially on morning TV, coming from this dude who's a rugby star, a former rugby star, he just had no idea what he was talking about. He was like, isn't this just a simple divorce case? And I was like, what? I wasn't prepared for their stupidity, to be quite honest.
Did you send it to me on email? Where did you send it?
Private chat.
Oh, wonderful. All right. I'm going to go over this tonight with Tug.
It's really funny. It's just a couple minutes. It's really funny.
That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna
just
do that
because,
with
like,
Todd tonight.
they emailed me and they were like, you want to be on our show, and they have since asked me to be on for other things, and I just couldn't do it. I don't hold any ill will towards them. It's just so ironic that they're covering the Johnny Depp thing, questioning why I'm covering the Johnny Depp thing. And I'm like, first of all, this is happening in my country. You're in Ireland over there, you potato fox. Like, what are you guys doing? Get out of here. Leave it be. This has nothing to do with you leprechauns.
Yeah, that's what you should have said.
So that's why I've got this. So anyway, he called me rubbish, and that's why I have this sound bar.
That's rubbish, Dave.
Where and I was like, I don't even. So then I go to bed, and I'm like, my wife's like, well, how did it go? That pillow talk. She's sleeping. How did it go? And I was like, I don't know.
I may be canceled on the morn.
But you know what? They actually, then I blasted them, and they changed the title of the they changed the thumbnail to include that's rubbish, Dave. So they kind of played into it. Whoever was doing the social media team played into it. But I mean, just don't sit there with your stupid newspapers and your well-lit fake, Vine set, whatever, and come at me about like what I'm doing morally, you nobody. You know what I mean?
Right.
You played rugby, bro. You wouldn't last a second in the United States, you niche Galway hooker. Like what are they, who are they? Who are they? Get out of here. This is the big leagues. By the way, a Galway hooker is a sailing term. Get your mind out of the gutter. Sailing, it's a term for all of our seamen out there. But either way, my video's live. You can donate to me if you have the money. Look, people, how dare you? People can donate money however they want. I get money. Someone gave me $150 for Mexican food for my wife to go into labor. I'll smack a logo on my baby's butt if you want to pay enough money. I probably won't do that, but hey, if someone wanted to give me 50 grand and I go, all right, I'll put a little logo, a little $5 logo right on a butt cheek, then we get to pay for college. You know what I mean? There's a price for everything.
That'll grow pretty good over 18 years.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna get that 501b or whatever it's called. So there's just I tell people, read the book, The Law of Divine Compensation by Marianne Williamson, and just know that abundance can flow. I'm not taking money out of anybody's pockets. I'm not selling gold medallions or Trump trading cards. If you want to watch my membership only channel, you'll get membership content. If you don't, you can get the free content that are loaded with ads, because that's how it works.
That's how it works. It does. And you know what? I'm sorry, anybody out there who is going after the Justice for Clayton account and you're going after her because I raised money for her, you're going after the wrong person. Come at me. See how that works out for you. Why don't you start your little smear campaign against me? Against somebody with a microphone who can fight back. It's really shitty to go after a private individual. She is the definition of a private individual, and dox her and all these things that you've done to her. You don't know what her private struggles are. You don't know the reason why she needed to raise money, why she couldn't come to Arizona, is because she didn't have it. So why shouldn't I raise it if I want to? She's been very helpful to me. She has done work for me for free for months on this. She has worked for free. So why shouldn't she get paid if I have the means to get her paid? Really? So just stop. Come after me. Criticize me for it because I'm the one that raised the money. Tug's the one that raised the money. So if you have something to say it to me. Say it about me, because I don't give a shit.
Yeah, look, my channel raises money for teachers every fall, and we got dozens of teachers. We kind of wipe out their wish list, and we do the same thing for single moms for Christmas. It's a real good time for our community to give directly to single moms and single dads, and even people that aren't single but they're hardships. It's really the idea of just finding generosity. The more I share of the generosity, the more people donate. That's how it works. Love begets love. It's law of attraction. It's basic stuff. But I do get comments from people going, oh, this or that, or teachers don't need our pencils. And it's just like, hey man, that's operating on lack. I can handle it. But when people start driving good-natured people doing a lot of free labor away because of the mental health, like they didn't sign up for it. They're not getting paid. raising a few bucks for them to come to the June 10th court case.
It's
Nobody's taking
no.
money out of anyone's pockets
And
here.
by the way, the people who donated did it willingly and with gusto. They were thrilled to do it because the people who donated that money, they knew exactly what it was for. We didn't lie to anybody about what it was for. It was so that the JFC, the woman who runs it, can come to Arizona and be a part of this thing that she was so instrumental in helping get the information out. And she did it for free. So I don't want to hear any garbage from you people, you assholes in Discord or whatever, whoever you are, that you're pissed off that I didn't raise money for you. Well, I don't know you and you didn't do anything for me. So what are you going to do? If you didn't do it, I don't know what to tell you, but I got a bunch of the help from her. I asked her to do multiple projects that she worked hard on and got back to me almost immediately. She's been available to me almost 24 hours a day. I don't see anybody else doing this.
You've got to tone down the mom rage because you're triggering me right now. I almost forgot what we were talking about and walked straight to my room. I thought I was in trouble real quick. It got scary.
I'm like, you're grounded. I don't want to hear from you for the next 2 weeks. No, but it really does bother me. I don't want to see people having their mental health affected and being, when a private individual gets involved in like an internet troll situation, it can really have a bad effect on them. It's not going to affect me. It's not going to affect Dave. We're here. We know what the internet is about. Okay. We're going to laugh at it. But you talk about a private individual and you do that to them, it freaks them out. They think there's going to be people on their driveway. It's not good. So let's not do that anymore. I don't know who's doing it, but I think it ought to stop. All right, I got to go. I got to get out of here. I don't have time to yell at you people for the rest of my afternoon. I have to go on errands and things. So I got to go.
Have fun with that.
Go be excellent to each other.
Yes, please.
Now that I got your number, Brad, I'm gonna text you my new evidence, and maybe you can poke holes at it.
I will do all the poking.
Please poke away. You've got my consent, and thanks again for having me, Meg. I'm gonna go straight on to Patreon and make my podcast today. If you're wondering what sort of Pulitzer type of content I've got, there is a lion having sex on the top of a safari truck, and I'm going to be covering that on today's episode.
Oh my!
So, excellent.
2 lions, not 1 lion. 2 lions having.
I was just going to say, wait a minute, just 1 lion?
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of.
I haven't seen that before.
A bunch of tourists taking photos. So it's the spray zone, folks. That's on today's podcast.
That's exactly the kind of content we need. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Dave. See you guys.
See you.
Yeah. Give me bread.
That wasn't what I wanted to do. Hold on. Please. I wanted to do a different one. Where did it go? I want having the babies. That's what I want. I want to do having the. I can never get it right. Can I?
What is my problem?
Where's my button?
What is my problem?
All right. Now here it comes. Ready? Here it comes.
To tell you silence not a game. I texted and called you, but still you won't explain. I really need you to love me with your strength and light. Even a week will do, you should know it feels so right. Having the babies, if I don't hear back from you tonight. Oh, oh, oh. There are no ladies who can say they are this tight. Oh, oh, oh. Having the babies, if I don't hear back from you tonight. Oh, oh, oh. Never felt this way about anyone before. Well, maybe that's not true. There were 2 or 3 more, but no one would sign this thing. So it's all now up to you. It's not gonna hurt at all. Just a solid week or 2. Oh, having the babies, if I don't hear back from you tonight. Oh, oh, oh. There are no ladies who can say they are this tight. Oh, oh, oh. Having the babies, if I don't hear back from you tonight. Oh, oh, oh. tonight. Oh, oh, oh. There are no ladies who can say they are this tight. Oh, oh, oh. Having the babies. If I don't hear back from you tonight. Oh, oh, oh. If you sign it, I will take the kiss today. Twin flames will get doused and go away. Let me in, I wanna be one of your tribe. You and me have a real friend, lover vibe. Oh, having the babies. If I don't hear back from